Yeah, Kip really looking like his old self again, smashing the lap record this morning in qualifying, and really he's a force to be reckoned with this time around. And I think if he can keep on this consistent performance, he's got this championship in his bag. So what a ride it has been from Kip so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And camera moves around to Azroy. Disappointing round one for Azroy. He's a superb competitor, superb rider. He's going to be looking to make up some ground today for sure. And there is Nakarena Tirapuvapat, starting at a disadvantage behind those Bunsu Hondas. Joint championship leader to start, but he's going to really have his work cut out. Looking outside there, we've got Kito Abe, 2 P4s in Buriram, so he's very much in contention, and a rider on the up in this championship.
And the fastest Yamaha previously before Ratapong has come into this run into 4th.
True. And here's Adinata Putra, class rookie, but pretty decent performance from him so far this weekend. From the great production line, and I'm enjoying watching Afif Amran. I think he's making progress too. Obviously, he knows his way around Sepang, but it's a different route on a Super Moto. Looking a little bit tidier now. He's got that mop covered up.
He's coming back after a good podium finish in race 2 in Buriram, so he'll be having his head high, and as he said, just push, no worries.
Yeah, and there's Gary Salim on the Astra Honda with the green helmet and the orange chin piece. He was in Superbikes. What do you make of his prospects, Daniel?
Yeah, he looked okay in Buriram, but this time around in Sepang, he's trailing a bit. Time-wise, he's not too far behind the top 8, but he does need to find a little bit something extra to really catch the ones in front of him.
Yeah, and this rider, Panason, I think he should have been higher. Honda Racing Thailand. And there's another favourite, Galanghendra Pratama on the Yamaha. What do you make of the Yamahas versus the Hondas?
Yeah, the Yamahas just seem to be lacking something. I can't tell what it is, but I know that what Honda did in the past few years was improve the top speed. And they do have that extra winglet at the front now on the CBR 600s. So whether those are the changes that were made that really made Honda the dominant force, could be, but the Yamahas are just trailing now because Galang is such a talented rider. We've seen him in World Superbikes and World Super Sports. He's brilliant, so definitely would love to see more from him.
Yeah, as they set off on their warm-up lap, but really good point. I think that the Yamaha was the bike of choice. Here is the grid, pole position. Karel Idampawi. Next to him, Helmi Asman, who narrowly missed the championship last year. Third on the grid, Azroy Hakim Anwar.
In row 2, it's Ratapong Willarod leading them, Nakarin in 5th, Keito Abe in 6th.
And moving to row 3, that's led by Adinata Putra for Astra Honda. Ahmad Afif Amran next to him for Yamaha Gen Blue Racing. A man on the move, Soichiro Minimamoto. He's going to be a threat in this race.
In row 4 is Panason Kasanthi, Galanghendra and Gary Salim.
And completing the grid is class rookie and AP250 champion, Andy Mohamed Fadli. And from China, and for Victor Racing, Sharjun Tong. Good to have a Chinese rider coming into this class. It's the 14 riders that make up this field, make their way around Sepang circuit. Still steady weather, still hot, no clouds gathering. Forecast was good for this weekend, but we know how unpredictable it can be.
I just want to give a shout out to Sharjun Tong and the work that Victor Racing have put in. To be less than 2 seconds away from a factory Yamaha rider in the likes of Andy Mama Fadli, it's not too shabby at all. Even though they're down in 14th, they've done good work so far this season.
Yeah, not so much practice. Sharjun Tong, his practice options are limited to doing track days at Zhuhai, where we'll be incidentally in October for round 5. Yeah, great to have Chinese representation on this grid.
Now the sun is just really blazing out on track now.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, Daniel, the track temperature must be 55, 60 at this time of day. It's not going to be cooling off yet, is it?
Yeah, not likely at all.
Yeah, it's Helmy seeking some shade just on the right of the track there.
Good tactic there from Helmy early on.
Yeah, just really slow. Stay in the shade. Keep cool.
Yeah, that's a great shot. You can see the elevation difference between the front straight and around turn 4 and 5.
Right, that is one of the great things about this circuit is you do have elevation changes. I think we're riding with Kip now through to pole position. That's what it looks like. The run down to turn 1. What will the Malaysian former GP rider make of this? As they're being helped at the start. Everything's in order. Man with the red flag clears. Safety car comes into position. The lights come on. The lights go out. And let's see, that looked like a blistering start from Karel Idampawi. With Helmy tucking in behind him. Not so good for Azroy. He's got himself in a bit of a fight.
Nakarin had a rapid start off the line, but then he just started fading away as they entered turn 1. But look at Kip, he's just starting to pull away now already. He wants to run away with it.
Yeah, he's got his 2 teammates behind him.
Soichiro Minamimoto has just gone up into 6th place already. Apologies, that's 4th. 4th or 5th, yeah.
4th place from 7th, yeah.
Apologies, that's a 5th place for Soichiro, but nevertheless, a really good start from him.
Yeah, we know he can be a threat. It was always great to see him as a wild card, and it's really good to have him as a regular rider now, without the expectation that a wild card, or the pressure that a wild card holds. So that is Adananta in P4. That was a good getaway from him.
Yeah, if he can latch himself behind the 3 Bunsu Hondas, he can just really follow their pace, follow their lines, and save a bit of tire. Actually learn a thing or two being the rookie in this category.
Yeah, let's have a look to see where Ratapong Willerod is, the Thai Yamaha rider. He started from 4th on the grid, but hasn't made his presence felt yet. I think he's a long way back. That's a disappointing start for the 2018 Supersport champion, Ratapong. Some good early work from Adananta and Chip Nakarin hounding him from P5. And Soichiro Minamoto just behind him, and Afif Amran staying with the more experienced in this class, Soichiro.
Well, Adananta, he bites back there at turn 15, and he's trying to latch himself behind the 3 Bunsu Hondas. It's a great start from Afif as well, who's really starting to find rhythm in this category.
It's a 3/10 advantage for Kip as he crosses the line. I suspect it's a little less now. As we reach turn 1, and Gahan Hendra is out. Oh, I can't see which turn that is, Daniel.
Turn 15, yeah, so what a horror story it has been for Galahendra so far this season.
So disappointing. You really want to see a rider of this quality doing better than that and putting that Yamaha amongst the Hondas.
So that's 2 DNFs now for Galahendra in 3 races. Really not the best start to the season, so we hope to see more from him tomorrow and throughout the rest of the season. But for now, it's Karel Idampawi who leads at the front.
Yeah, Helmy holding on. Kip trying to get away. Sorry, Azroy holding on. He's moved into 2nd. That's Helmy with a big yellow 32 in P3 at the moment. They won't want Kip to get away.
Yeah, I remember talking to Azroy in last run in Buriram and asked him about Kip's pace, and he said the problem with Kip is you can't catch up with him. Once he's in the rhythm, it's just hard for them to keep up. And he said usually Kip only has pace in qualifying, but struggles in race days. But Kip has clearly fixed that.
Yeah, that used to be the story, but Kip has turned it into a myth now.
Yeah.
Incredible to look at his form. as Nakarin is getting a little tied up in a battle with Minamoto for P4. Which is not where he wants to be, but looking at the form in practice and qualifying, it's about consistent with what we've seen so far. Ooh, right off for Soichiro, the rider behind it, Afif, I think.
Ratapong is only down in 10th when he crossed the line last lap, so he went down 6 positions. Really tough start there for Ratapong.
Gary Salim also down there. Yeah, 600 screaming past our commentary position. 4 bikes behind the front 3. Having a good go at it as they get into this first sector. Helmi back a little bit.
Helmi seemed to be...
Sorry, Daniel, maybe Chip pushing to catch up a little bit.
It did look like Helmi's losing pace a bit there on that lap, and yeah, Nakarin definitely well on it. Yeah, the lap times, however, Nakarin is slower by a few tenths.
Fastest lap so far for Azroy Hakim Anouar. The first 6, including Afif Amram, in the 2:10s. So good pace.
Yeah, Kip for now, he just looks comfortable there in the lead. I don't think he's really pushing yet. They're probably going to conserve the tires for the last half of the race. Probably the gap between Helmi Yazwan and Chip Nakarin on the last lap was 1 second. So we'll see how that changes when they come across the line this time.
So Abe a long way back. So that's worth noting. Andy Fadley also, we know it's going to take a little time for him to acclimatise to the Supersport 600s. But will he be back a little further than we'd expect? He's doing 2:12.4s. That's a pace of 2 seconds slower than the leaders.
I will say one thing about Andy Fadley though, he's really resonating Andy Farid energy in the jump up to 600s. He just looks so happy and excited all throughout last round. And yeah, he's going to have to make a few strides, but definitely it will be a learning season for Andy Fadley.
Yeah, I've been shouting for him to get into 600 since 2019. I'm really pleased to see him there, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him progress and become a contender, because we know what an exciting rider he is and what a talented rider he is. Mentally strong too. Everything you need to be a champion.
For now, it's still the 3.2 Hondas, and looking at the gap, yeah, they've pulled the gap a bit between them, the 3 of them, and Chip Nakarin in 4th. Soichiro's still putting on the pressure on Nakarin.
Yeah, it's looking like a bit of a deja vu from the AP 250 race, we have to say at this point, with riders from three riders from one team scampering away, and the rest battling it out behind them. That battle is being led by Nakarin and Tirapuvapat, along with Kip at the front, former Moto3 racer. So there's lots of talent, lots of depth of talent here. And some good riders coming through as well. Panason, Abe, and Andy Fadley we were talking about.
See that the front here at the 3.2 Hondas, it really looks like synchronized diving. They're just riding the same pace, just going together all the way around. No one's really attacking, everyone's just controlling themselves. They know they have the extra bit of pace in comparison to the riders behind them. So they're just controlling the race at this point.
Yeah, where do you think the advantage is, Daniel?
It just seems, well, Hondas have been famously known for the way they handle the corners and the power delivery, and I think it just allows them to get on the gas just that slightly bit earlier, and they just start pulling the advantage. You see down the straight, so Yamaha isn't lacking too much at all. You can see Soichiro, he's able to stick with Chip Nakarin. So it really feels on the corners and the exits.
Yeah. Nakarin, we know his quality. He's not able to get on terms with the 3 Hondas in front of him.
Soichiro there, trying to get that slipstream pass. Oh, Azroy's come across Karina Paui actually down on this lap.
Soichiro going past Nakarin. Slither into turn 1. Adenanta 6. Decent ride as well from a Fifan Ran.
Soichiro might have just played a good tactic, whether he was just trying to pressure Chip into making a mistake on the last few laps and just making him use a bit more tire. Because Soichiro, he looked like he was just sitting behind there. So if he now has an extra bit of grip, he can try and start to reel in the 3 Bootsy Hondas, but Nakarin's not going to just let him run away with that.
He's definitely not, is he? His body language on the bike, Nakarin really aggressive. Soichiro does think he can break away, but don't think he will. Adenanta Putra and Afifan Ram behind them doing a good job as newcomers to Supersport 600.
The two of them, the two young riders, doing really great keeping up with these guys. They got Soichiro still holding off the charge from Nakarin. It's really hard to call it at this point because it could be that Soichiro and Nakarin are just trying to conserve a bit and wait until the end, but the Bootsy Honda riders could be doing the exact same. It's really tough to call at this point.
So we have a couple of Yamahas in the mix, which is always good. And yeah, Soichiro making his way out of turn 14 nicely. Let's see if there's any shuffle of the order at the front between the 3 Bootsy Honda riders. Nakarin tries to go inside.
Soichiro's riding quite well.
Yeah, that was a nice line. Soichiro took through there. Nice and calm. No drama from Chip either, we have to say. Chip Nakarin.
Yeah, I think this move of Azroy leading the 3 Bootsy Hondas is a tactical move because so far Azroy has been the faster rider of the 3. So perhaps they just want to get a little bit of toe from Azroy to pull a gap between themselves and Soichiro and co.
Yeah, he would make a good paceman, wouldn't he, Azroy?
Definitely.
You know how fast he is.
He's fast, he's calm, he's consistent, and if you see the way he rides, he's not an aggressive rider, he's just smooth. He's so composed, so in control of the bike.
Yeah, always good to watch. It was a rare off that he had in Korea. I can't remember the last time I saw him crash. Looking aggressive on the bike, Soichiro Minimamoto. Style quite reminiscent of fellow Japanese that we'll be seeing a little later this afternoon, Haruki Noguchi. Crouching off the bike.
Oh dear, that's Afif, I believe.
Is Afif, yeah.
Oh.
Afif down, that's really disappointing for him. It was such a good show. He's got faster and faster this weekend.
Yeah.
Disappointing to see that, but that's racing. Now there are 3 battling for P4.
Soichiro really looking on Song now. He is starting to push it. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and Chip Nakarin. Granted, not a huge gap, but he is starting to pull away slightly, and that's not an easy task on the Yamaha. He's doing really good now.
Absolutely. I think Astra Honda are going to be pleased with the performance of their newcomer to the class, Adenanta Putra.
Astra Honda really needed someone to fill the large shoes left by Andy Farron, and Adenanta looks like that rider to be. He's starting to really look good in this class. It's only the 2nd round, and he's already well in the fight.
Yeah, looking at these 3 Bootsy Honda riders, he looked as though he had something in hand as they went into turn 15.
I was just trying to check whether or not Soichiro had closed the gap, but the gap is actually extended now to 4.2 seconds. It was 3.8, if I'm not mistaken, on the last lap. So the Bootsy Honda's just untouchable at this point.
It's a tactic, as you say, Daniel. Azroy acting as the paceman. He looks as though he's got a bit of extra pace, or he did towards the end of that previous lap. Tyrell will be becoming a factor at this point, of course.
The consistency that the 3 Bootsy Honda has, and the 3 Bootsy Honda riders have, is amazing. They've been lapping the mid 2-minute 10s for the last 4 laps. The last 4 laps have been 2-minute 10.5, 2-minute 10.6, 2-minute 10.6, 2-minute 10.6. It's absolutely ridiculous how consistent they are.
Yeah, so Chiro and Nakarin just 10th or so off that pace, but therefore not able to make any impression.
So true, he's looking good there, but I think he will be under pressure now from Nakarin. We know Nakarin, and he will attack in the next few laps. And here comes speaking of attack, here comes Helmi onto Karena Paui, as you mentioned. He seems to have that extra pace, and I think he's trying to hunt for the victory now.
Yeah, he's terrific season from him last year. Didn't look like he was heading for the championship at one stage until Andy Farid had other ideas. Just snatched it from him.
I remember how you mentioned that he buried the myth of him not having Sunday pace. Kip is starting to struggle in this lap. He is dropping like a stone now, and I'm wondering whether he just made a slight error somewhere on the exit, because Helmi and Azra are starting to run away from Kip now.
Yeah, looking at the last lap time, yeah, his pace is off now. That will make it interesting.
He's gonna have to push to close the gap, and that's gonna be worrying grip-wise for him.
Yeah, he's half a second off Helmi as they cross the line. They do bunch up as they go into turn 1. Chip Nakarin's got the better of Soichiro Minamoto. You were right about that as well, Daniel.
Oh, brilliant shot there.
Yeah.
Ooh, a bit of a twitch there for Nakarin into turn 2. That's a very scary part to lose the front. So he's going to have a bit of a warning sign there. So that could be a sign of the grip levels reducing now as we enter in the last 3 laps.
Nakarin always seems quite okay with the bike moving around. As he does it again, slides it to that right-hander. So Chiro, very close to him.
Looks like Nakarin ran a bit wide there and allowed Soichiro just to close the gap ever so slightly. Speaking of closing gaps, Karena Paui, he started to creep back onto his front 2 teammates there.
Yeah, Helmi having a look. I do think you're right. I do think Helmi fancies this.
Oh, there we go, into turn 9. Beautiful move there from Helmi Osman on his teammate Azra Kimanwar.
Yeah, clean as you like. No way through for Azroy.
I think Helmi, he just sat behind and he used the least of his tire throughout the race. Just sitting behind the likes of Azra and Kip. Now he might have that extra grip he needs to take this race victory.
Yeah, clever ride by Helmi. He's another rider that we've seen progress over the seasons, you know, maybe over the past 5 seasons. I know we say 3 because we missed 2.
Yeah.
But there he is at the front of this very distinguished pack.
Oh, Azra is trying to pull it back from Helmi. He takes the inside line on turn 15, and it's beautiful, but he runs wide. Helmi sits right up under him.
And parks his bike right in front of Azroy as well. So a little rehearsal. There'll be 2 more laps after they complete this one. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the final lap. Oh, 2 laps. I was right. The timekeepers just twitched for a moment.
But yeah, for now, there's Helmi, aggressive as he always is. He's gonna find. Oh dear! Near to contact between himself and Azra. I wonder what happened to Azra right there, because he suddenly just got dropped.
That wasn't in the plan, that's for sure.
I'm sure the team is watching and they have their heart in their throats right now.
Yeah, these 3 riders are not the kind who are going to get themselves in too much of a tangle. They're 5 seconds ahead of Nakarin. Let's have a look.
So Helmi went in. He had great corner speed going to turn 1, but what happened to Azra here on the left of the screen? We can't really see, but oh, I think Azra ran wide. Helmi had the better speed and did not see Helmi coming through.
Yeah, tried to get back on the line, didn't he? But the net result is that Helmi is at the front now, with Azroy and Karel Idampawi behind him.
It did help Kip to come back into the front 3 here. I think Kip's definitely going to have a go as well. Shatter from the front there for Azra as he tries to attack on Helmi side by side. Does he have the line going up? He does.
Yeah.
So now we're on board with Kip behind the two Bootsy Honda riders in front of him, his teammates.
Finally, we get a good vantage point for the onboard camera.
Yeah, but this is starting to get interesting here as they come close there through turn 12, 13, and now into 14. It's a proper battle between these three teammates.
Yeah, this has spiced up a lot. We haven't looked at the battle behind for a while. It's 5 seconds behind, just coming into view now. It does look as though Chip Nakarin has got clear. He got a lot of P4s last season. Asroy.
Oh, Kip is...
Yeah, help me looking for that inside line, but it's not available.
Kip there just testing that outside line to get a bit extra top speed. But it's gapped himself a bit between him and Helmi now. So Asroy leads between the three teammates. Helmi gets a slipstream. He's going to try to make this move into turn 1, and he cannot make it stick. Asroy just too good on the brakes, but once again at turn 1, shutting the door on Asroy.
We promise you these guys really are friends. but now, look at this battle. And Kip's going through into P1 in the early stages of the final lap. Is this Super Kip reasserting himself, dispelling the myth?
What a battle this is already between his three teammates.
He's just been sandwiched by Asroy and Helmi Asman. This is wonderful stuff.
This is
They're
proper racing.
Grins all around, assuming they all get to the line on upright. So yeah, this is wonderful stuff. You don't normally expect this amount of spice in a battle between three teammates, but we've got it now. Kip is out the front in the championship. Helmi, here he comes. Nicely in. Asroy trying the outside to grab the line for the next turn, and he's done it. He's done it, and Kip has gone through too.
Oh, and he's nearly got the lead there. Oh, just misses out. So he's propped up behind us right now. This battle is not over. They still have turn 14 and 15. Those are 2 overtaking opportunities. And what a race this has become.
Asroy leads them through. Kip's behind. Helmi in 3, but there's nothing to choose between them as they go through turn 14. Little advantage for Asroy on the exit. Nobody's fanning out, all in line, slipstream. Is this a disadvantage for Asroy? Kip goes to the outside. Helmi tries to go inside as Asroy runs wide. Helmi, what a great line from him through there. Is he going to get the drag to the line? No, Asroy's got it. Asroy's got it from Kip, and Helmi ends up in P3. What a race between those three teammates. That was phenomenal. There's going to be some brow wiping in the Boonsu Honda pit now. What a race. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was a wonderful competition.
My oh my, that was beautiful to watch. And what a finish, 0.002 seconds between Helmi and Bowie there. My oh my.
Less than a tenth of a second between those three riders. What a race. We thought it might be a bit of a procession, but my goodness, we were wrong. Unbelievable. What a race from these guys. Asroy can be more than happy with that. That was a brilliant ride from him. Be good to see a replay of that in a few minutes. For P4, Nakarin comfortably held off Soichiro Minamoto for Gen Blue Yamaha. And I have to say, a good ride for Adinata Putra into P6 against much more experienced competition. Kita Abe came in 7th, and Raspon Wilrot ended up 13.3 seconds adrift. So he didn't put that race together that we were hoping for and he was hoping for. But there is your winner, Asroy Hakim Anwar. Boonsu Honda lock out the podium, but not in a bad way, not in a boring way. Let's take another look at that finish. Azroy with the advantage here. Bar to bar for Kip and Helmy. As we slow it down, let's see what a thousandth of a second looks like. Clear win for Azroy, but look at the photo finish between Kip and Helmy. 0.02 of a second. You've seen what it looks like at speed. There will be smiles all round in the podium. Perhaps a rueful smile from Helmy Asman. Azroy takes the plaudits from the track marshals, lofts a wheelie as Gary Salim went through. Here are the results. Azroy Hakim Anwar, wonderful victory for him in a fantastic battle with his two teammates. Karolin Pawi second, Helmy Asman third. Makarina Tirapovapat, best of the rest of the Honda Racing Thailand. He won from Soichiro Minamoto and Adinata Putra. Good ride from the Astra Honda newcomer. Kito Abe was 7th and Ratapong Willarot was in P8. P9, Panasol Kaosong T for Honda Racing Thailand. Andy Mohammed Fadli came through to 10th. Gary Salim 11th. Shajan Chong, the Chinese rider for Victor Racing MLT Yamaha, in 12th. Fifam Ran crashed and Galang Hendra also didn't finish. Commiserations to them. Tomorrow's another day for race 2. And let's get to Parc Fermé and see the celebrations there. Azroy, the delighted Azroy. He had a disappointing round 1. He's made up for it. Round 1, his best result was 5th in race 2. Into round 2 at his home circuit, and he's got himself a win. And championship leader Kip and Helmy Asman. Quality in this Bunsu Honda garage is just phenomenal. Helmy takes a drink there. He's earned that, even though he came out 3rd. Plenty of banter between these guys. But congratulations to them. Congratulations to the storied Bunsu Honda team. Hugs all round, very well deserved. All 3 popular guys in the paddock. Great riders, great guys. There they are. There's the photo. You've got a podium knockout, you want to capture it. And there it is. Look at that grin from Azroy. That's it. Wonderful stuff. Big smile, medium smile from Helmy. Kip takes the congratulations. And we're going to go down to Yelena in Parc Fermé.
All right, everybody, and there it was. We just finished the Super Sport 600. What a battle that was by the Bunsu Honda Racing boys. They really crushed it this time. And I have with me Azroy Hakim this time. Azroy, you've always been a very calm rider. So can you tell us a little bit about the small little battle that you had with your teammates right there just now?
Incredible battle. What I can say is syukur Alhamdulillah, thanks to my team for the great setup for the race. And for this race, our target is to get together podium. So in the start, I just give Pawi to make a great pace to make a gap for podium battle. Then I saw in the 6th lap or 4th lap, I saw already 3rd place, and for the 4th place very big gap. So I start to attack Kip, and then in the last 2 laps and final lap, very intense battle with Helmy and also Kip. I just close my eyes, then go. And in the final corner, I maybe today is my day. So syukurlah. So tomorrow we will give our best.
Good. I don't need to answer any more questions. You answered everything. Congratulations for today. And that's Azra Hakim with me. He aced the Super Sport 600. We're going to have the ASB 1000s, the last one for the day at 3:50. But for now, I'll pass the microphone back to you over in the studio, Barry.
Yelena, thank you. Let's just have another look at what turned out to be an incredible battle between three teammates. It was Carolina Paui that led away. Disappointing start for Galang Hendra. His race ended very early. And Afif Amran a few laps later. And then we come with 4 laps to go. Tyre wear's becoming a factor in the battle for P4. Nakarin was just starting to get an advantage. Flames spit out of the back of that CBR 600 RR at Soichiro Minimomoto as he pulled the gap out there. But this battle at the front between 3 teammates, this really had some vim and vigour in it, and vinegar, as they started an ultimate lap. Helmi led them into that. Kip was chasing at this point. He did fall away a little bit a few laps previously, but got himself back in contention, so that there was just nothing to choose between them on the final lap. And some very aggressive moves. These riders do understand each other really well. Here they go, Helmi running a little bit wide there, and both Kip and Azroy getting up the inside of him. So he came straight back at them. Kip getting the advantage, then back to Azroy, who did look slightly quicker for a lot of the race. As they came up to turn 15, Azroy got a really clean entry. It looked as though Helmi was going to try to block him from the inside, but it wasn't to be. Azroy had time to look behind him. He knew he'd got the drive, but the gap between Kip and Helmi was just 0.02 of a second. And here we go to the podium for the Super Sport 600.
In second place, from Malaysia,
There is Helmi Asman. Smile from him. There's normally a smile from him. That isn't the biggest smile I've ever seen. Here is Kip mounting the podium. He'll be happy with the second place. Third podium of the season. 1P1, 2P2s. And there is our winner, Azroy Hakim Anwar. Here is the national anthem. And now for the presentation to the podium winners will be by Mr. Masanori Enomoto, the Managing Director of Idemitsu Loop Asia Pacific. Third place trophy to Mohammed Helmi Asman.
In second place, from the Bunsu Racing Team,
For
Cairo
Karamina Paui takes his second second place trophy of the season.
And your race winner from the Bunsu Honda Racing Team.
But it was Azroy Hakim Anwar who took the victory, as he lofts that trophy high with a big grin.
I would like to invite Mr. Stefan Bakikarpian, the FIM Malaysia President.
And the team award will be given by Mr. Stefan Karapia, the FIM Asia President.
The Bunsu Honda Racing Team.
And Bunsu Honda, they've certainly earned that team award. Nobody else on the podium. Photo time, and as we said earlier, when you do get a 1, 2, 3, you need to capture it nicely for posterity. Helmets held high, trophies held high. That's it, that picture's going to beam its way around the world any second now. And let's take a look to see what that has done to the championship standings. Unsurprisingly, Karol Idampawi is on 65.